I've got some of your best bang for your buck cars and trucks at resale ranked by residual value. Let's start with the Toyota Tacoma, 64.08% residual value. This may be one of the most versatile and well-built normal-sized trucks equipped with lots of storage, a really strong durability in all aspects. Its bed size is adequate, the interior is great, but most importantly, fan following is fierce. And the aftermarket desire for this model can be understated. It's also got a unique look and quality driving experience, which is massive when considering value. Next up is the Jeep Wrangler with a 62.04% residual value. Everyone is aware by now on how popular Jeeps have become over the last 2 decades, to the point where it's essentially a cult following of people who can never turn to another vehicle after they get their Wrangler. And that's brand value right there. But also, everyone also knows its off-road value. And the fact that it can be topless, and that's not a bad deal either. It's premier and distinct, and so worth the money. The F-150 is great at what it brings to the table, which is a full range of customizable packages that allow the driver to cater to their vehicle to their specific needs. Residual value, 58.2%. It's got a very sturdy build with reliable mechanics, and you can really get the most out of its already strong performance thanks to its fantastic fuel economy, and that isn't counting how appealing it is aesthetically. It's arguably the front runner in its class. Chevrolet really hasn't changed much in its Silverado 1500, and that's somewhat problematic. Although it's not like car buyers are upgrading their model every year, the interior isn't exactly spectacular, and it's obviously tougher to drive because of its naturally larger size. That being said, it's a vehicle a lot of people love for their job, and it's always a competitor in its class. Residual value, just over 57%. The Subaru Impreza impresses with a 57.37% residual value. This is a good all-wheel drive sedan. It's not too expensive, which helps it retain a lot of its value. It's not really worth upgrading though, even though the interior is a bit behind some of the others in its class. Subaru does draw its fans regardless of comparing it to the bigger brands, and it's most appealing to those wishing to stay in the Subaru family. That is loyalty. The Forerunner has long been known for its high resale value, largely due to its large amount of space and impressive towing capacity. It's not thought of as a crossover, but it sure is one, nearly driving like a truck, and you'll notice that in fuel efficiency. It's a great vehicle for changing weather conditions, on-road or off, and at the end of the day, knowing it's such a highly desired vehicle takes some of the stress away from the buyer. 57.27% residual value. The Crosstrek's value highly resides in the smaller vehicle's off-road capabilities, because not many other competitors can offer the durability for the price or size. 56.5% residual value. It's equipped with everything you need to be able to go off the beaten path, and ultimately the interior is much nicer than you're probably used to in other bigger Subarus. Overall, it's a niche vehicle that's perfectly carved out. The Highlander's greatest quality is drivability, as the 3-row SUV somehow seems to have more control than some smaller crossovers and even bigger, more expensive SUVs like the Tahoe. However, it's a true road vehicle, bringing together impressive manufacturing with all the necessities of a big, people-moving vehicle. It's a bit expensive, but Toyota knows it's worth. Its residual value, 56.5%. The Tundra isn't top of its class or blowing anyone away with crazy cameras or giant beds, but it still does comfort and capability very well. It's a strong truck that's built very well, with a snug interior that delivers all the necessities, and the driving couldn't be a more solid experience. Overall, Tundra makes sure it checks all the boxes without doing too much or too little, increasing its value long term. Residual value, 56.16%. The Civics of today are completely different from those of the past, and its upgraded interior and added fuel economy have made it a worthy competitor in the sedan market. The performance factor is also above average, and it drives sportier than one may think. All that and the design is much more appealing to the eye, making the new Civics a vehicle that's quite sought after. Residual value for a Honda Civic, 55.27%. The overall build on the Land Cruiser is outstanding, as it provides a masterful off-roading experience without any of the manufacturing feeling like it was unprepared. It's a sturdy vehicle with lots of room for passengers that can handle any adventure in any climate or road condition. It's a true sport utility vehicle, and the name Land Cruiser says it all, with a 54.36% residual value. The residual value on a Toyota Corolla, 53.77%. Toyota's commitment to customer service is unquestionable, and they typically have earned value on that front alone. Those who bought the Corolla new got 2 years of free maintenance, which is rare, and for a small sedan, the inside feels bigger than it is. It's a very accessible car with more flair aesthetically than feature-wise, but it more than delivers for the price. The Honda CR-V is a very capable vehicle that has a solid build and continues a quality interior that makes it more foolproof than most. Its residual value, 53.7%. Each model's engine is turbocharged these days, and the quality of materials in the mechanical sense make it one of the most reliable vehicles on the road. It may not be flashy or decked out in tech, but its overall longevity is guaranteed. The Miata, one of a kind, and in a class of rear-wheel drive convertibles, there's no one else out there that can provide the luxury and drivability that Mazda has put together in this vehicle. It's fun to maneuver and isn't overpriced despite knowing it's beating out the competition. It also retains its classic feel, which is uncommon of many modern models. Its residual value, 53.7%. There's nothing like a Chevy Tahoe, and that's to say there's no bigger luxury SUV that provides the size, space, and comfort that this vehicle consistently has for quite some time now. Features can allow the price tag to soar, but the value of this Tahoe is incomparable because so much of what comes in the amenities and structure is very much worth the price tag. Residual value, 53.5%. The Canyon is an interesting truck from GMC, mainly because most people buy this truck wouldn't particularly fancy this model, mostly because of its smaller size and less exciting off-road capabilities, but the interior is nice, and ultimately, the Canyon has a versatile driving ability that allows it to be fit for people who may simply want to buy a nice truck. Residual value, 53.28%. Overall, the ride ambiance in the RAV4 is great, and the interior is really well put together and provides a comfortable environment for passengers. However, the true driving experience doesn't seem to come out unless you're in the off-road models. That being said, it has a lot of technical driving capabilities and has long been known to be reliable all around as a vehicle. Its residual value, just over 53%. The Outback may not be making any fashion statements in terms of style, but it certainly makes up for that in function, offering an all-wheel drive experience that also comes with ground clearance, 8.7 inches, and lots of storage features. It also can be upgraded at a lower price than most competitors, which also makes it better than many SUVs. Outback provides a true experience and a residual value of 52.65%. The Honda Accord is without a doubt one of the best sedans on the market, borderline feeling like a sport or luxury model at times. It has excellent interior features that run consistently through all trims, and the drivability and feeling is some of the most praised in modern sedans today. Honda sure got something right when evolving their premier sedan, and a lot of people agree, so much so residual value 51.29%. Toyota's reliability in manufacturing is unquestionable, and the Sequoia really brings a strong engine and transmission package to the table in this spacious model. However, for the price, the interior is outdated and it doesn't sport the best fuel mileage in comparison to its competitors. However, Toyota does have strong warranties and long lifespans, retaining some value there. Residual value, just over 50%. And that's a snapshot of some of the vehicles with the highest resale value right now. If you're looking for a new or used vehicle for that matter, check out quotes.everymandriver.com. It's a free search engine for insider access to dealer pricing. You can find a link below this video. Make, model, and zip code from qualified dealerships in your area. If you don't find what you're looking for in your area, simply take a road trip, travel a few miles, save a few hundred, possibly a few $1,000s on a new or used vehicle. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com. is also a link below this video. Today's video is brought to you by the Cold Plunge. Use discount code DAVE150 at checkout at thecoldplunge.com. Immediately save $150 off your purchase. That's DAVE150 at thecoldplunge.com. There's also a link below this video.
One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.